October 2025 dual citizenship crackdown. Millions of Americans may soon lose access to key benefits and face sweeping new restrictions. If you currently hold two passports, or plan to apply for a second citizenship, this October 2025 update is something you cannot afford to ignore. These reforms touch everything from taxation to national loyalty, and they could redefine what it means to be a U.S. citizen in a globalized world. Let's break it all down: what's changing, how it could affect you, and what steps you need to take right now to stay protected. Current rules on dual citizenship. For decades, the United States has maintained a relatively flexible approach toward dual citizenship. While it doesn't openly promote holding two nationalities, it does recognize the status under certain legal circumstances. U.S.-born citizens may acquire another nationality by birth or parentage, while naturalized citizens must take an oath renouncing allegiance to other nations. In practice, however, the U.S. government rarely requires anyone to formally give up their foreign citizenships. That said, not all countries share this tolerance. Nations like India and China strictly prohibit dual nationality altogether. So, any U.S. citizen seeking a second passport must carefully review the other country's laws before proceeding. What changes in October 2025? Starting October 2025, the U.S. government will implement tougher regulations for dual citizens as part of wider reforms linked to national security, tax compliance, and global cooperation. These changes will affect not only new applicants but also Americans who already hold dual citizenship. The government's message is clear: reduce divided loyalties, enhance financial transparency, and ensure American interests always come first. Here's how this will unfold. Stricter tax oversight. One of the most significant shifts involves taxation. Under existing law, all U.S. citizens, even those living abroad, must pay taxes on worldwide income. This has long created confusion and frustration among dual nationals who juggle two tax systems. Beginning October 2025, the IRS will step up enforcement. Dual citizens will face tighter scrutiny over foreign bank accounts, offshore assets, and unreported income. Failure to disclose could result in severe penalties or even criminal prosecution. The takeaway: dual citizens can no longer overlook U.S. tax rules, even if they believe their income is managed overseas. Washington is making it clear: global financial transparency is now a national priority. Passport and documentation reforms. Major updates are also coming to the U.S. passport process. The State Department will require additional verification from dual citizens during passport applications and renewals. This may include proof of residence, employment, and stronger evidence of American ties. For those with passports from nations viewed as politically sensitive or adversarial, the scrutiny could be even stricter. These measures aim to ensure that every U.S. passport holder maintains clear, verifiable loyalty to the United States. Updated oath of allegiance for naturalized citizens. The naturalization oath is also being revised to emphasize exclusive loyalty to America. Dual citizenship won't be outlawed, but the intent is unmistakable: the U.S. expects undivided allegiance. If a dual citizen's actions or affiliations appear to conflict with U.S. interests, their legal status could come under review, creating potential legal and personal consequences, especially in sensitive roles. Impact on birthright. Dual citizens, even individuals born with two citizenships, will feel the ripple effects. Background checks will become more rigorous for dual nationals applying for federal jobs, security clearances, or positions tied to foreign affairs. While this doesn't mean automatic rejection, it does mean deeper investigations to ensure no conflicting loyalties, especially in areas involving national security. Military and security restrictions. The Department of Defense is also revisiting its stance on dual nationality within the armed forces. Thousands of dual citizens proudly serve in the U.S. military, but from October 2025 onward, New restrictions may apply to individuals connected to politically unstable or adversarial countries. These changes could limit assignments, restrict access to classified roles, or even block enlistment in certain cases. This marks a notable shift in how the military balances national service with dual loyalty. Political and state-level implications. Dual citizens will continue to vote in federal elections, but several states are exploring limits on eligibility for public office. Lawmakers argue that holding another nationality can pose conflicts of interest, especially in positions linked to foreign relations or defense. If enacted, these policies could create varying rules across states, making it essential for dual citizens to stay informed about both federal and local regulations. What you should do now if you already hold or plan to obtain dual citizenship: staying informed is your first defense. Don't rely on outdated information. Regularly check official updates from the IRS, State Department, and USCIS. Next, seek expert guidance. Dual nationality involves complex intersections of immigration, tax, and international law. Errors can be costly, so consult attorneys or tax specialists who understand expatriate issues. Finally, make sure your documents, passports, filings, and residency records are all current. When October arrives, these new regulations will apply without exception. Should you still consider dual citizenship? Dual citizenship continues to offer major advantages: expanded travel, access to global opportunities, and personal freedom. But these perks now come with increased responsibility and oversight. Future applicants must weigh benefits against risks. If global mobility is your goal, professional guidance and full compliance are no longer optional, they're essential. Debunking common myths. Let's clear up a few misconceptions. Myth number 1. Having two passports exempts you from U.S. taxes. False. The U.S. taxes its citizens globally. Myth number 2. You can freely split your loyalty. In reality, U.S. law demands that your allegiance to America remains absolute. Myth number 3. Dual citizenship protects you from prosecution. Also false. U.S. laws apply to you regardless of other citizenships. The bigger picture: these changes are part of a global trend. Around the world, nations are redefining citizenship through the lenses of security, taxation, and identity. The United States is simply following suit. The message is unmistakable: citizenship, whether single or dual, comes with duty as much as privilege. Final thoughts as we move forward: remember, dual citizenship is no longer a simple personal choice. It's a geopolitical commitment. Holding two nationalities ties you to two governments, and both may expect obligations you cannot ignore. The October 2025 reforms are not about discouraging global identity. They're about ensuring accountability among Americans with multiple allegiances. The best way to prepare is to stay proactive, transparent, and ready for a future where citizenship carries more significance than ever before. If this video helped you, tap like, share it with anyone navigating immigration or dual citizenship this year, and subscribe to US V-Support for real-time updates and expert insights. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.